If things didn't happen in a certain way, like it would have been like bank runs and like hyperinflation and like everything unravels very quickly after that. And that's the end. You know, that's it. That's over. That's the end. It doesn't matter what your phone looks like. You're not gonna have electricity in 6 months.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to A Conversation with Colin. I'm Greg, and this is my roommate, Colin. Now, sometimes Colin says crazy stuff. So every Tuesday and Thursday, I reach into my random topic pile, pull one out, toss it at him, and we talk it out for your amusement. If you like that, like the video, subscribe to us here on YouTube, leave your suggestion for a conversation in the comments below. Colin, are you ready?
Yes.
Today's random topic conversation is, do you want Walter White to have a good or bad ending? At the Rage Mage said this one.
I got Audible out of this one.
Audible? No, yeah. You get to you watched the first season of Breaking Bad.
Yes, we're in like what, the 5th now?
Yeah, good enough.
I don't know. We're Audible.
All right, you're audibling everybody.
Kill.
At Ryan Marek says, what will the future be like?
I fucking don't know.
Yeah, what do you mean you don't know? You're always talking about the imminent collapse of the American government.
Yeah. Well, that's
How much
possible.
longer do we have as a country?
Not much longer.
Really?
Not at this rate.
What about it? Like the financial crisis, the Obama? What's the problem?
Oh my God. Yeah, Obama's a problem, but that's not the systemic problem.
Okay.
No, it's that we don't. A lot of people. It's easy to go through your everyday life and act like everything's fine and okay, and I'm gonna watch this on TV, and I'm gonna go to work, I'm gonna eat this, and I'm gonna hang out with my friends and stuff. But like, underlying everything we do is like a house of cards. Mm-hmm. That we almost saw collapse 5 years ago. We saw like the cracks in the foundation, very serious cracks in the foundation.
You're of course talking about the home mortgage thing, right?
Yeah,
All
like
the
just the
banks were,
banking
like,
system.
collapsing.
Yeah. And the fact of the matter is, like, this is sustained through smoke and mirrors, and it's scary but true. Mm-hmm. We have a debt that is so large that it's virtually impossible to pay it off. Like, and this is not unique to the United States. This is Western Europe. This is Japan, who has a quadrillion yen debt now, which sounds worse than it is. But
yeah, I was gonna say that's like what, $3 American?
Yeah,
I don't know.
$3.50.
Yeah? Okay.
So yeah, I mean, like, I don't know. The future could look really cool. Like we have these concurrent things. We have like a way of life that is unsustainable, based on like population growth, based on like our just bullshit monetary system, based on our incredible need to just give shit away for free to people.
Like, you mean welfare? Is what you're talking about?
Yeah, like welfare,
healthcare,
like just any
Obamacare.
Yeah, like all of these things.
Okay.
Anything with care after it.
Oh. Care Bears.
Care Bears. And then we have like this rapid exponential growth in technology that like actually shows a really promising future. Mm-hmm. And if we could just figure out how to sustain ourselves as a people in terms of our money, in terms of our population growth, in terms of all of these great things, and let the rest of that kind of stuff sort itself out, I think we're going to actually be it's going to be really interesting in 50 years. Like
okay.
what's happening or whatever.
Will New York still have skyscrapers?
You're obsessed. This is a topic that you're specifically very obsessed
with. It's one of those things I need. That's what I need to know.
That's like
That's all I need. As long as New York still got skyscrapers.
Yeah. I don't know. I think the future could be very bleak. I think the future can be very bright. I don't know that it's going to eventually be both. Like
here's the real question.
Yeah.
Do you said it could be very bleak, could be very bright. Do you think it's just going to be the same old bullshit?
No,
I think that's what it's got to be,
no.
right? I remember when we were kids growing up, you're like, oh, 2000 there's going to be flying cars, like fucking cars look a little bit different. Cars are like more styled and compact. Otherwise, same old fucking garbage.
I don't know. I think that people like that's the complacent view though.
Right.
Like, no, we cannot sustain this. Like, this is not sustainable. Think about Social Security, right?
Yeah.
Like, Social Security can't survive. There's like all of these people that are promised money. We cannot pay them. And you see it in Detroit, right? With like Detroit's bankrupt. Detroit owes, billions of dollars to people that it cannot pay, right? It promised like pension and healthcare that people are just not going to get. Now multiply that by everybody in the United States, you know, and you get a situation where like we've educated our people to be so needy and so dependent on government. It's to an embarrassing degree, that like we've made promises that we can't keep. You hear that term a lot. We make promises we can't keep, and it's true. Like we as an older group of people are not going to see Social Security, we're not going to see Medicare and all those kinds of things, and that leads to a bleak future. And the other side of it is like a really bright future where technology is really bringing us to exciting places. And I'm not talking about like that can't end bad, like at Battlestar Galactica, Terminator or something like that. But
I saw the first episode of Battlestar. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, like when your robots turn on you. And
right.
Stuff. And so like, can we see like like we have like great sci-fi writers of the past that couldn't predict the future, and I'm certainly not gonna be able to predict the future either. But I think that like
Greg, it's same old bullshit. Cars are gonna look better. Your phone's gonna be smaller and cooler. Your TVs are gonna be cheaper.
But you're ignoring the underlying thing. Greg, I don't think people realize like how close we were to like complete societal collapse in 2008. You know, like that weekend in September was like the closest we have ever gotten to like a complete collapse of society. If things didn't happen in a certain way, like it would have been like bank runs and like hyperinflation and like everything unravels very quickly after that. And that's the end. That's it. That's over. That's the end. It doesn't matter what your phone looks like. You're not gonna have electricity in 6 months.
Okay.
Like so, like what I'm saying is like like everything looks really the advances in medicine, advances in agriculture, and creating food like in a more efficient way.
Sustainable.
Yeah.
That's a big thing. They just made a burger out of like stem cells.
Yeah, like this is like good stuff, right? Like this is important stuff, Space exploration is gonna be very important too, and like
no, it's not.
Yeah, it is in terms of like mining and.
We already got out of that shit too. We're like, well, NASA's too expensive.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
We
like
just keep killing people.
And NASA isn't too expensive. That's really just infuriating. Maybe if everyone stopped asking the government for every fucking thing in their life, maybe we'd be able to pay for NASA. And there's all this great stuff happening, these scientific and advancements, but there's this underlying thing going on, like where we are living in it's smoke and mirrors. It's a house of cards, and if we don't straighten this shit out, the future is going to be very bleak. So it's kind of disappointing that we can see what the future looks like, where it's really bright and really great, and not utopian, but better, right? And then we have this thing where, your phone might be small, man, but if we have another banking collapse, none of that's gonna matter, And like I know that sounds like doom and gloom stuff, but go read about like what happened in September of 2008 and tell me like how, and there's a great Frontline people can watch. Actually, you like Frontline?
I like Frontline a lot.
It's 4 hours long, and it's really, really, really good about specifically how that happened and what happened that month.
Yeah.
And seeing like congressmen and senators and like people you really respect, like people that are not like just bullshit congressmen, bullshit senators, but like lifetime politicians that people like respect and stuff, being like, that was really scary. Like we were put into a room with the president and the Treasury Secretary and the people from banks being like, if we don't do something by Monday morning, our economy will collapse. Like you think 1929 was bad. It's gonna be horrifying,
Right.
And like that was how close we were, and that shit didn't go away, So the future, like we just kind of pasted over it. We kind of just painted over it, and we're hoping no one notices, But like,
I say we'll beat it again. That's how it always happens.
No, it's not, Greg.
We keep stepping up. We keep knocking them down.
Think about like the little chip damage that's happening to this, right?
Our
Like,
HP is falling off.
Like it's like you're poisoned in an RPG, and you're just losing HP, and you can't do anything about it. Like, we owe more and more money. Every few months, the Congress has to like authorize us borrowing more money. Eventually, like no one's gonna want to lend us more money. And then there are all these other things that can happen. China can be like, hey, you owe us almost $1 trillion, and we want it back now. Then what happens?
We just laugh at them.
No, then we print money to pay them back and hyperinflate everyone's money here so that the money in your savings account is worthless. These are like the only ways out of the situation. Look what happened in Cyprus. In Cyprus, they had like a systemic banking crisis where the only way to pay for their debt was to rob people's savings accounts. Like that kind of shit actually happened.
Yeah.
Like where they're like, everyone's private bank accounts, if you have 100,000 euro or more, we're taking it.
So what the fuck do we do? All right, this has been a fun conversation. I was gonna make a Cypress Hill joke, but now it just seems out of place. Like we're gonna fucking die. Ryan Merrick, thank you for a good conversation. At Rage Mage, fuck you. Don't ask about shows Colin doesn't watch, even though you can still talk about it. Ladies and gentlemen, what do you want to see Colin talk about? Leave your topic in the comments below. Then make sure you like the video, subscribe to us here on YouTube, and come back every Tuesday and Thursday. Until then, have a conversational day.
So like, there's always this argument that like maybe we're sending too many people to college, and maybe that argument's fine. That like you need a blue collar worker or low skill worker.
You want somebody who's going to take a job that nobody else wants.
Shut up, Portillo.
Portillo, you motherfucker.
I'm gonna kill you.